What is up, guys? Hey, Jerry Green here today. And I have a question for all you guys. Are you driving around in the struggle bus? Are you driving around in the struggle bus? There's a lot of people that love getting on the struggle bus every single day. I see it happen over and over again, and I've been down that, or I should say on that bus many times myself over the years. But also I've learned to stay away from that bus and not get on that bus line because I don't want anything to do with that. So what do I mean by this? What I mean by this is actually more of an addiction than it is anything else. It's actually an addiction to struggle. And you think, what is he talking about? Well, I see a lot of people that get involved in this, and what happens is you go out and just start making life happen. Okay, and you start doing things, and then you run into all these things that come up. You run into different roadblocks, things just doesn't go the way you want it to. Well, the problem is for most people out there, unfortunately, what happens is that's this part of the whole struggle mentality. What happens, it becomes an addiction to them. I want you to think about this. Do you know somebody that every week they're probably going to a doctor for something? Now, there's people with legitimate health issues. I understand, completely understand that. That's totally different. What I'm talking about, people that are just constantly running to the doctor for every little thing. Typically, you'll see them do that. Then you'll see them where every week too, their car is breaking down. Also, you'll see them in the position too, where every week they're dealing with something regarding one of their utilities or something being shut off, or a bill or cell phone bill or something like that. And it just starts feeding, guys. Now, some of you are saying, well, Jerry, people can't help that if they're going through a rough time. I'm not talking about a rough time, because we all been through that. I've been through that more than once. But what I'm talking about is being addicted to this. What happens is you actually come to the point where you start to like it, and you don't even realize it. You don't even realize that you're addicted to it. You're addicted to struggle. That's why I say you get on the struggle bus and you don't want to get off of it. People feed off of it. And I see this a lot of times. And guys, you know, because you probably have people around you, sometimes loved ones that are just like that, and you pick up on it just like that. Yeah, I have family members that same way. No, doesn't mean I still love them. I still want to help them on things. But what I realize is that I can't, turn around and just jump on the struggle bus with them. Because if I do, that's going to get me zero results. It's not going to get me anywhere. So that struggle bus, remember this, the struggle bus goes nowhere but to more struggle. And you say, well, how do you change this? Well, if it's you going through this, the first thing you have to do is just get the awareness of this. Realize you're doing this. And then realize that it comes down to little tweaks. I don't care how small it is, just little tweaks that you'll get out of this and start breaking you free from the struggle mentality, okay? So the awareness is the first thing. And then if you start breaking free just in one area that you can help clear up on things, your head will start freeing up and you start thinking differently. If it's a family member, you just have to be in the position where you can give them as much help as possible, like giving them a good book. Give them a good book to read, something that will feed their mind. Guys, in today's world, unfortunately, there's a lot of things out there on television and everything else that keeps you addicted to the struggle bus. I want you to think about this. Now, this hits hard on things, but you realize that the news, most television commercials, and all this are focused towards keeping people on the struggle bus. Because that's how a lot of those big advertisers, how they make money. They make money off the struggle bus, okay? I see it all the time. And they feed off of that, and it's a lot of revenue being made off of that. You just got to get to the point where struggle is not your addiction, winning is your addiction. And I don't care how small of a win it is. Little wins will turn into more wins and then eventually turn into bigger wins. Okay, that's what I want you to focus on. And if you're dealing with a family member, like say, that's like that, or a friend, give them a good book to read. Give them some videos and say, I'm gonna come back and see if you actually watched that. I've done this with a lot of kids. You know, some of my own kids' friends, I'll say, hey, here's a book, read this book. And then next time I see them, I'm gonna ask you about certain questions in this book. And they'll say, oh, okay. You know, they're surprised. Nobody's ever done anything like that. And a lot of times they're in the position where I've seen some of them be in a complete struggle situation because they grew up around that, they didn't know any difference. By giving this, sometimes that it becomes an awareness and realize there is something else besides what they're dealing with right now. This is, to me, a really impactful message, and I've dealt with this shit a lot of times over the years, and I want you guys to realize that you can change it, but it just takes one decision to not be on the struggle bus all the time and start looking at the other bus. And that other bus will change your life on things, and that bus of winning. And even if you start riding it just every once in a while, you'll get addicted to winning. Hope this helps. Like it if you enjoyed today's video. Subscribe to my channel.